Madam Joan was had already started sharing. It's called Pixabay. Actually, of all, this is my favorite. I like using it. So what I say that maybe this time, maybe let me look for something that will make us hungry. Let me get like what? Pilau. Yeah, so I'm not sure if they'll be able to bring pilau. Yeah, this most, not all photos that you'll be able to get, but if you can look for rice. If you look for rice, yeah, you can be able to get like rice. Yeah, let's see if we'll be able to get that. Ooh, okay, this is what we are having. Let's try and maybe narrow down our search. You can go and say fish. Assume you want to work on a website that has fish. Great. Yeah, so you can, yeah, if you are maybe developing a restaurant and they maybe at some point they're starting, they don't have like good photos. Yeah, and maybe they make fish. This is like an example of a salmon fish. You can just click on it. Yeah, the reason why I like Pixabay, they give you different options. You see, like when you come here and you are able to click download, you'll get different variety. And also it will come with different sizes. As you can see here, there is 640 by 480. Maybe these are very good photos when you want to add like on products. Like for example, let me show you with Pwani Techno Girls website. Yeah, this is a very perfect example for you to be able to see these photos. So this photo that you see here, at the homepage, this photo that we see here at the homepage, it's like a very big photo. And if you want to choose like a photo to appear on the slider, we call them sliders, you always pick the large one. You pick from 2080 and 960. This is very, very important. When you pick the smaller one, which is the first one, the image will be shrunk. So ensure if you are taking like just for products, you can put them on. But for sliders, ensure you pick second or third. Avoid taking the last one because it's very heavy. 1.6 MB, it will make your website to load very slowly. And the other part that maybe you can use this size is 640 by 640 by 480. You can always use them here. When you scroll down, yeah, these are some of the, like for example, this photo here that was put on the blog. You can also see these like especially this that has these illustrations, and was just talking about a program that we do. Yeah, so this one is like more of the first option. This option, you can always use this. So the good thing with Pixabay, gives you the flexibility that you can always use. Yeah, so that's really great. So anyone who can share on their end, and if Madam Joan is back, welcome back, Madam Joan.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Ruth. Today, the gods of internet are against me. But
It's okay.
thank you so much.
All
So,
right.
so I think I was just looking at the image that you had just, yeah, that you had just shared. Let me
Okay.
let me open it and then we will use that image.
Okay. Fantastic.
Awesome. So, oh, great. So, we are going to at least download this image, the fish image that this image to demonstrate on how we are going to, or how you can, or basically how you can, let me say, okay, let me share my screen. Yes, of basically how you can utilize this image in your site. So this is how you go about it, as Madam Ruth was saying. Click on the free download section. I prefer as well using the smaller images because they're still of high quality. And then I can save that file like that. Now, if you guys can remember, there was a time in which we created a folder. Last week, we were able to create a folder in which we are going to say, in which we saved the images, or in which we saved our HTML files. So I think I have mine in a folder called HTML in the documents. Yes, like that. And then I called mine coders like that. So you're supposed to save. The first way is, I think the best way is you can save the image inside the coders section. So because I don't want my image to have these long names, it will be very hard for me to type all this when I'm referring to the image. So I can just call it fish1 like that, and then save it. And it's really important for you to take note of the image extension and so on. So for example, if I open that folder, let me just make sure that I open that folder, select that folder, and then, yeah, like this. Let me close the one that I had before. Yes, okay. So this is what we are working on, okay? As you can see, we have fish.jpg at the end here. I've opened this folder. I just clicked File, Open Folder, and opened the entire folder. And you can see I saved fish1.jpg. So here in image source, I'll call this fish1.jpg. Take note of the extension. There's some images that you might download that will be called fish1.jpeg. You have to make sure that you save the correct extension. We have PNG, we have others. So if I save this and then come back to my browser and refresh, you can be able to see that the image has been populated in our website. So it's very simple. Image is just image with an attribute called SRC, okay? And with SRC, you put the link to the image. That is if you've saved it directly here. But okay, I'm just giving you as many scenarios as possible. But I don't recommend you to do this. I recommend kupanga kazi to be arranging your work as in your sites, of course, and even as you're coding. Okay, yeah, in coding, of course, there are those who are just can't arrange their work. It reflects even in our houses, in course. But let me just say, that's not it's not us. Okay, so in this, I recommend you arrange your work. How? Because you might use multiple images in this site. So by arranging our work, you can create a folder specifically for images, okay? You can create a folder. If you're only using one image, there is no harm, but you can use multiple images. So you can create an image specifically for folders and call it IMG, or you can just call it images like that. It does not matter. You can use images or IMG. And then you can drag and drop that fish and put it inside there so that you can have a folder only specific for images. So that if you want to create anything else, you create a folder for another thing. So how do we reference this? If I save this, you'll be able to see that when I come to the browser, I refresh, it won't be there anymore because it does not locate the image. It comes and searches here to see if for the image of fish, it does not find it. So how do you rectify this? The moment you put an image in a folder, you start with the folder name. For example, we've called our folder images. So you write images and then /. Then you say fish1.jpg. Yes, so you might have multiple folders inside the images. For example, we say these are images for homepage alone. These are images. Yeah, be sure to indicate that. For example, if there is a folder inside images called home, and then you've placed your image there, make sure you indicate that. So when I save that, you'll be able to see when I come and refresh in my browser, the image will be back. Okay, so images are really very interesting. And with images, you can be able to see that you are able to interact with as many. I mean, you can even create. You can even create a link using an image. You can put an anchor tag with an image. Okay, so. We'll share with you on how you can look more about that. But images have also other attributes like height. You can modify the height of the image. For example, you can put 400 px. pixels is a specific unit of measurement in which you can use. So you can just use 400 pixels, for example, and then when you come to your browser and refresh, you can be able to see that is a height of 400 pixels, okay? And then, of course, you can use a style attribute, of which we are going to learn in the next session. Great. So any question up to that point with regards to images before I proceed to, because we are stopping at 10:10, and then to give you some time for questions, but if you don't have, we'll just give you some remarks and then leave you go early. Any question up to that point with images?
Hello, John.
Yes, yes.
About the images, I just wanted to ask, like, for example, the image that you've used ni zenye download. Now, what about the images that you have zenye ni zako in your
Zenye
laptop?
in your laptop. Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic, Wendy. That's a great question, Wendy. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct, right?
Yes, it is correct.
Thank you, Wendy. Now,
You're welcome.
that's a very great question. Let's say you've taken photos and you've transferred them in your machine. Let me just give an example. And I'll just use an example. Do I have images? I don't want you guys to see my selfies. But yeah, let me use this one. For example, let us assume I've taken this. Okay, let me use something realistic. Let's assume I've taken an image. Okay, I've taken let me say, for example, this image, it was created by one of the Polytechno girls team, like that. Okay, so it's called Coders at American Station Spaces Kenya, yeah, coding bootcamp. Yeah, because this is what you're doing. Let me copy that. So this one is the image that you have created, or that, let's say umepiga picha, si ndio? You can copy that, make sure that you copy, and then come to the folder in which you're creating your own images, or in which you're creating your own files. You come to that folder. For example, mine is located here at my documents, and then it is inside HTML, and then it is inside coders. I come there and open the images folder and then paste it there, because I said, I want my images to be in this folder. Then I paste it
Excuse
there.
me, John.
Yes.
I can't quite see your full screen.
Screen. Oh, sorry about that. Let me share. I think I only shared a particular section, but let me share again. So let me start over ASAP. So for
Thank
example,
you.
uh, okay, thank you. So for example, let's say I've copied an image, okay? It is in this folder. I just choose an example of a poster that the poster that has been created by one of the Panitechno girls team. And in this poster, let me just copy, okay? Let's assume that this is the image in your Mepiga. I'll just copy, and then I'll come to where I'm going to create, like where I am creating my website. So mine is at the documents. I know yours might be different. Let's say you've put yours in the desktop, or you've put yours in the, or let me say you've put yours, let's say in my documents the way I have, or even in a separate drive. So you make sure that you go to that folder in which you're creating your websites. So mine is here. And I've said that I'm going to put my images in, let's say, in the images folder. I'll open that and then I'll paste it there. And since I don't want this long text there, I'll rename it. So I can either right click and then rename, and I can say, for example, poster, so that it's easy for me to call it in the HTML section. So I can rename it as poster, like that. And then I'll come back to my Sublime text and check. As you can see, there is poster.png there. So I can create even the second image and say img, like that. src, I'll say images / poster.png. So it depends with the extension that your image is, like that. Then I can just give it a small height. At least I can say height 500 pixels, like that. And then I can save this and come and refresh in my browser. You'll be able to see that we have been able to use an image that is local to us, okay? Yeah, so this is just an example of how you can use your own image. You can use your own image. Take a photo, piga picha, come back to your copy and paste it, rename it, and use it in your browser, in the site. Have I answered your question, Wendy?
Yes, you have. Thank you very much.
Thank you as well. So Agatha, you're saying, Agatha, kindly repeat on how you create folder and how you adjust the height of the image. Absolutely, Agatha. So um, how do you create a folder? So for example, initially when you're starting code, when you've started coding or when you're starting creating with Sublime, okay? So the first thing is you have to think about where you want to store your work. Okay, because you are now in the process of becoming web developers. Sawa. So you have to make sure that you know exactly where you're going to store your files. So this is how you, oh, okay. So Agatha, you're saying you are now seeing my screen fully. Oh, sorry. Thank you. So that's just worth mentioning. So know where you want to arrange or where you want to code. For example, on my end, if I'm just doing HTML and CSS, I like putting in documents, but if not, I just like putting in my drive, because as we learn advanced skills, you'll be able to see that we are able to create our local server. So I like putting mine somewhere here. So I have a couple of apps inside there in the HT docs folder when you're creating the server. So you're going to learn this as you go along. So it's really important for you to think about that. Great. Any other question before we have 5 minutes? Any other question? Great. So in the next in these 5 minutes, let me just mention one last thing. For example, you don't want to have, for example, you want to link your image, of which I don't recommend. For example, you want this fish image to be, let's say you want to just link the image alone. You don't want to download the images. I do not recommend this. Let me repeat. You can open the image in new tab so that you can just be able to view only the fish image like that. And then you can copy that link and then you can paste it in the URL like that. So let me just paste it there. So it's like a URL and you must have internet for it to load. So you can't be able to, let's say, load it locally. So it will take some time to load, of course, but you'll be able to see it still works. But please, please, just download the images so that you can have them in your local machines. So uh, in the next session, we have done a lot to do with HTML. There is one that I talked about. There is another HTML element that I talked about that is very similar to image, zinafanana, in terms of they don't follow the HTML rule of opening tag and closing tag. They are what we call self-closing tags, and we've looked at image as one of the self-closing tag. There is another one that is we call break, BR. It is used to to break you to join or to break a particular text or a particular section to move to the next line. Let me see if there is, yeah. Oh, great. So how do you do that? For example, in this paragraph, I don't want to have, I want this text from ut name something. Okay, these words, of course, they're in, I think, Italy, but I can't pronounce them, but they're just placeholders. So for example, I want to break my text from there. What do I use? I use the BR tag, and you just put BR tag like that. It is a self-closing tag. BRIMG, they don't follow the normal rules of HTML in which you opening tag and closing tag, opening tag and closing tag like that. So when I save this and then come to my browser and refresh, where is it? Yeah, here. Okay, don't think it's this tab. Yeah, here. When I come to my browser, I broke my text here at OE here, Hapa. So if I refresh my screen, you'll be able to see that that one has broken and started in a new line. And even if you want to add multiple breaks so that, I want it to go to multiple lines like that. You can add 2 breaks like that, okay? And then when you come and refresh, you can be able to see it has broken into 2 lines. It has gone towards the second line. Imeruka the first line, it has gone to the second line, okay? So break is also a self-closing tag. Then the last concept before we finish is what we call comments, okay? Comments. And it's really important for me to mention this because comments are what we call in any programming language, in any scripting language, comments are important. And with comments, you are able to create or you are able to have a document your website. Okay, so right now, of course, you only have a few lines of code, like 19 lines, but you might reach in a position where you're creating a site that has over 1,000 lines of code, and you're working also in a team, and it's not the only file. You have to comment it out, to comment sections, okay? For example, here you can say, how do you write comments in HTML? For example, you want to tell the person who's reading your file that, this is the section in which I'm putting headings. So this is where you put your comment. You can come here and put a comment. That how do you put a comment in HTML? You open this angle bracket, and then let me call it less than sign, but I think angle bracket like that, okay? And then come here, put an exclamation mark, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me repeat. There are those who prefer writing it in a different way, I know. But like this, if I just go from line to line, it's that opening angle bracket, and then exclamation mark. Then unaweka /2. This is where the comment will be. The comment will be here. Alafu unafunga your comment, because if you don't, it will comment out the entire website. So unafunga, how do you close the comment? Hivo, and then like that. Yeah. So this comment, I can say, these are my headings. These are my headings. Alafu, let's say headings nimesema zimeishia hapo. I can just come and close this like that. End of my headings. Like that. So comments are skipped by the browser or any language in your run. The moment you run this, the browser will skip. It will say that, this is just a comment. It is not something that I'm supposed to compile. So it will skip that and go to the line that you are working on. So you can put as many comments as possible, okay? So these are what we call HTML, and HTML is really simple, as you can see. So once you understand the concept, the one thing, let me just do a recap of what we've done today. We've looked at how to create a HTML site again by introducing the doc type and the HTML main opening element, okay? Then in the head, we had the title, and of course, we have other elements that we will be able to learn. And then in the body, this is where all the magic happens. Like this is where you're going to see everything in the screen, in the body section. Now, we have been able to look at a couple of HTML elements, and we will send to you a small assignment in which you can just have a look at it and create. You have the entire week up to next week. Have a look at it, create a couple of elements here and there, and then we'll send, of course, via email and via WhatsApp. Okay, and then we've looked at this we've looked at these elements, and we have introduced what we call attributes. Please don't forget what attributes are, because with attributes, you can be able to style your website and use CSS. So don't forget what attributes are. Bear that in mind. And remember that any HTML element can have an attribute. Wow. Any question up to that point? Any question, guys?
John, I have one last question. So
Oh,
I have
Yes,
I've
feel free.
actually seen,
Uh,
I have seen like there are like four headings.
mm,
So you can still like write headings up hivyo, like sasa for example heading 2,
mm.
um, the beginning of the school and stuff.
Oh,
What are the importances of heading 2, heading 3, heading 4?
fantastic. That's a great question. Actually, you have up to heading 6. Let me just complete that. Heading 5. That's a really interesting question. Heading 5. I'll just go to our Pwani Technogirls website and get the heading H6. Heading 6. Okay. Okay, I think there is a typo here, like that. So, with headings are there to indicate the hierarchical importance of your documents. Ni kama tu venye unatengeneza word. There are some headings. Let me come here. I think this is the best tool to demonstrate. Okay. I think this is the best way from the Pony Techno Girls' website. So as you can see, who we are in these sections. In this section, as you can see, the introductory part. Let it just load. As you can see, we have different font sizes, okay? Like here, women led, we have it is of different size. We have who we are, which is bigger than these sections in Zgoku ndani. We have gallery, which is a bit bigger. We have also from our blog, using there is some consistency, okay? So with headings, you can be able to use headings depending on how you want to make your documents or how you want to make your website look. For example, if your website is like this, for example, for example, a corporate website, and you want that in every section, like for example, who we are section, you use a heading 2 because that's the size that you like. You can put a heading 2 there. You can put a heading 2, let's say in the gallery section, or you can put also a heading 2 and maintain that consistency. But let's say there is like a topic inside, for example, from our blog. You can't put heading 2 again here. Here, for example, so put Hub and Dev Career Supports. No, here you can put something which is hierarchy, something smaller like H4. Okay, so it depends with what you're creating. These headings have their importance and they have their order in which you're going to use them in the HTML or in your website. Sawa, I hope Wendy have answered the question.
Yes, you have answered my question. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Um, thank you for asking. Any other question?
Unajua iko kwa bag but hujui ni-
Any other question? Okay, I think there was one. Aisha Musa. Can you use the BR tag on images too? Yes and no.
karibu hata
The
ongea.
okay, let me just okay. The yes part is you can use it before. You can't put it inside the way. Okay, the good thing is we have freedom. If you have textual documents like this, you can put the break tag here in the middle, okay? But you cannot put the break tag in the middle of the image like that. No, you have to put it either before or after, like that. Okay? You can put before or after. If you are handling a text, for example, a paragraph or a heading, okay? I think someone is not on mute. Anyway, if you're handling a text, okay? If you're handling a text or if you're handling a majorly text, okay? For example, headings and paragraphs, you can put break tag in between. Lakini, in the images and these other elements that are not textual, of course, they are majorly attribute based, and for you to link like that, you are supposed to put after, before or after. For example, if I put their break tag like that, you'll see that that Pixabay image will be, it'll push this image poster into a new line. Let's just have a look at that. I hope I've saved, yes. You'll see that it'll push this one to a separate line. So yes, you can use it. So hata kama hapa kwa anchor tag, you can maybe in the anchor tag, you can even use okay, I don't know, my tabs have disappeared. Anyway, in the anchor tag, you can even use when you in the text hapo tupone technogals, you can break even the text from here. Yeah, but breaks, you can use it before or after elements. Let me know if I've answered your question. Okay, Catherine, you're asking, I'm new to coding. I don't understand most terms. I, okay, hi. Okay, I'm new to coding. I don't understand most terms. You use the section. Will you help beginners like me? Actually, this is a beginner session, Catherine. So let me ask you: were you able to watch the video of the previous session? Were you able to look at the video? Let me know. Oh, thank you, Aisha. Thank you, Aisha Musa. Uh-huh. Great. So coding, let me just, it's worth mentioning that in coding, the more you learn or the more you practice, the more you familiarize yourself. That is worth mentioning because it takes a lot of practice. Sometimes when we introduce these concepts, you find that it is a lot at the moment, like you're learning new concepts at the moment. But that is just the beginning. Because when you start, when you even go to the other coding languages, you find that it is a lot at that moment. So just try, look at it even once or twice. You'll find that you understand. You'll find that you start grasping the concept, and then you find that you are going. I mean, the moment you practice and practice, you find that these terms become familiar to you. So feel free to let us just know in case there is a concept that you're not understanding. Just let us know. But just look at the video, do as we say. For example, create what we are saying. Just create what we are saying, run it. You'll be able to see that, wow, okay, this is the heading section, this is the paragraph section. Because in HTML, we are just using the terms, the normal English terms to create your site. So it's not very difficult. HTML is very easy. So just be encouraged and use it. Sawa? Yeah. Then we have Elvina. Can you use, let's say, heading 1 or the heading tag twice or more than once? Ama when you use it once, you are not using it again. Oh, you can use it as many times as possible. You can use it as many times as possible. For example, you're writing, let's say, unaandika a page and you're putting there about, let's say, about Elvina, then you put some about section. My work, in heading 1, you put some section. You can use heading 1 as much as possible. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I think that was answered by one of our team members, Mr. Kelvin. And then Eunice, okay. Eunice, you're asking the final projects we'll be working on prior our certification. Will we brainstorm on our own or will they be assigned to us? Actually, we will walk you through the project or the ideation session. We will always support you guys. Please don't be scared when like after you undergo this training, then we'll just leave you. No, we will have an ideation session in which we will guide you on the best ways in which you can come up with ideas and even share with you ideas of what people have been creating. The coders who had joined us earlier, we are willing to share with you what they have been creating. And then from there, you can come up with your own idea. Then we guide you on how you're going to develop this towards the end. We will we will work with you to until the end. So okay. Then Alan Iro, you're asking, can an image be made into a link? Yes, 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 an image can be made into a link. I think that is the first thing that we will look in the second session as we are starting CSS. Yeah, remind me, Iro. The moment we just join in the next hackathon, just remind me, in the next bootcamp, just remind me. So Harriet, thank you as well. Karibu. And then as you can see, okay, there is that link that, Alan, please try out. We have one of our team members, Mr. Kelvin, has shared the way in which you can try out. Just try that out. And then if it works, please let us know in the group, and then you can be able to share your screen and show us how it has worked. Sawa? Okay. So Agatha, yes, please contact me. Just reach out to me, then we can see how we can meet. Any other question?
Yeah, and maybe Madam John, I
Yes,
think
Madam.
there is a question that someone has asked if they can come and see you face to face in Mombasa. Actually, yeah. So if they're in Mombasa, maybe you can respond to them.
Oh, yes, yes, absolutely. Please reach out to me, Agatha. Do you have my number? You can just call me, text, WhatsApp me, and then we'll link up. I would be happy to see you, to meet you. Wow. I think that are there any other questions? I would like to welcome you back, Madam Ruth.
Oh, oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, John, for the amazing session. Although today you had like some challenges, which is very okay, but you are able to come back and we were all able to learn. And thank you everyone for joining, for your patience. Also, thank you for our assistant facilitator, Shami Matunda, for joining in to support as well. We appreciate you. And also Kelvin, thank you so much for joining. We appreciate all the support that you give to the coders. So just to finalize, we are here to support you. We are able to support all the projects that you come up with. We'll walk you through all the entire process. What we want to encourage all of you to be very open-minded. And remember, we've said that some of you are going to be very outstanding. We are going to create like exceptional opportunities for you to join the Code Hack program that you didn't get an opportunity to join. So once you do very well here, you get support that we're going to give you on internet and M-Pesa. And we see that you're really doing great. We're going to give you an opportunity to join Kodak project that you are not able to get. So as you join and all that, we are having like our facilitators just joining in to see your progress and work. And we look forward to seeing almost most of you joining the Kodak program. But meanwhile, we want you also to learn, because here for coders at American Space, you have longer period as compared to the Kodak program, which is just only 5 weeks. But we'll also like to extend the same opportunity to you. So thank you so much for your patience. You've taken like long than we always do. Let's catch up and look forward to meeting you on Saturday, right, Joanne?
Yeah. Oh, on Tuesday.
Oh, on Tuesday. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you as well. Have a lovely day, guys.
Bye.
Bye.